The last 2 days have been the longest and certainly the toughest of my life, and I'm very grateful indeed for the strong support which I've received from friends, from family, from colleagues and from constituents. I'm also extremely grateful to David Cameron, to Nick Clegg and to George Osborne for the very strong support which they have given me at this very difficult time. The support of others is, of course, incredibly important. But ultimately, I alone have the main responsibility for deciding how to react to recent events. I have therefore today spoken to the Prime Minister and to the Deputy Prime Minister to inform them of my decision to stand down from my role as Chief Secretary with immediate effect. This is my decision alone, and I have reached this difficult decision for 3 reasons. Firstly, I do not see how I can carry out my crucial work on the budget and spending review while I have to deal with the private and public implications of recent revelations. At this important time, the Chancellor needs, in my own view, a Chief Secretary who is not distracted by personal troubles. I hardly need say how much I regret having to leave the Treasury and such vital work, which I feel all my life has prepared me for. Secondly, while my recent problems were caused by my desire to keep my sexuality secret, the public is entitled to expect politicians to act with a sense of responsibility for our actions. Responsibility cannot simply be for other people. I cannot now escape the conclusion that what I have done was in some way wrong, even though I did not gain any financial benefit from keeping my relationship secret in the way that occurred. Finally, and most importantly, I have an overriding responsibility to those I love most and who I feel I have exposed to scrutiny in this way. I have pursued a political career because of my sense of public duty, but I have too often put this before the interests of those I love most, and it is time to redress that balance. I want to apologise to my constituents for falling below the standards which they're entitled to expect of me. The job of being a constituency MP is no less important to me than my cabinet responsibilities. I shall ensure that I cooperate fully with the Parliamentary Standards Commissioner in the review which I have requested. I intend to consider carefully over the period ahead how I can best serve the interests of my Yeovil constituency, which I care about so passionately.